Hey everyone, it is Miss Karen. We are going to be making a mouse because we've been working on the letter M, which is M is for mouse. And you know I like to do crafts that are really super simple. So my favorite, paper plates. Okay, we're going to cut on both of them. I have a pipe cleaner. You can use any color you have. And one of these little palms. All this stuff is at the dollar store. But I just happen to have some laying around, leftover stuff from past crafts. My scissors. I have some crayons up here. Okay. And then you're going to need a circle. Some glue. Maybe a stapler gun. Stapler. Okay, but that's the gist of it. Okay. So, first thing we do, we set one aside. Now, I need something that's going to make a circle. And I have a jam jar that just happens to be about the right size. Doesn't have to be exact, okay? So I'm going to trace 2 circles, okay, on my plate. Okay, but before I cut them out, I want to color them, okay? These are going to be mouse ears, okay? So I'm going to color, I think, pink mouse ears. Makes it easier to color them before we cut them. And you could do this with some paint if you wanted to. Some of the little craft paints, those temper paints. I used them when we made the jellyfish. So if you want to look up the jellyfish and see how to make a jellyfish out of paper plates, that's a pretty cool craft. Look for J for jelly. This is an M for mouse. And this pink isn't very bright, but it's working. Okay. Alright. Now, handy scissors. And this is something, if you're just learning how to cut, this is a great little project. Now, before you just cut the circle out, don't do that, okay? Just hack off some paper. Makes it easier. Okay? And then cut off some paper that way. Okay, now it makes it easier to cut the circle out because we're not messing with all that extra paper just getting in our way. Our circle doesn't have to be perfect, just, kind of close. It can be kind of ovally, they're mouse ears, okay? It's alright. They end up kind of being kind of squarish, that's okay too. It's just a mouse ear. Maybe if it's a square ear, the mouse ear got bit by a cat when he was getting chased. So if you can get them kind of circle-ish, that's great. If they're squarish, that's the mouse that got in a fight with the kitty cat. Okay, so now this is just garbage, so it goes away. Okay, so I'm just going to set it aside. Okay, so mouse ears, I'm going to set them aside. You need to find our other plate. Okay, now this is the body of our mouse. There again, you can use some temper paints. Here. See, like some of these little kids' craft paints. These are great. They were small at the dollar store. I love them. Oops. I want to knock over my OJ. So I think I'm going to make a gray mouse. So I'm going to get my gray crayon. We're going to cut on this too. But before we do, okay, I'm just going to put color pretty much all over this. Okay? Because this is our mouse body. Okay. And, if you did paint, and you could use, like, the watercolor paints, the one you've got to dip your brush in the water and then stir the little paint in the tiny little, like, the little cup things that comes in. You could do that. But I'm using crayons. My crayons were close. I've been busy making all kinds of those, little face masks that everyone's starting to wear. So, some of my stuff's kind of been shuffled around. So I'm using what I could get to a lot easier without having to disrupt my various stages of showing masks. Which, by the way, a mask starts with the letter M. And let me show you one, just so you have an idea what I'm making. Okay, so when I talk about a mask, okay, this is a mask. Okay, and you put it over your face. Okay, and mine pop open. And they have a little notch for your nose and your chin. So see how it makes a nice pocket? So it fits better. So M is for mask. I have lost count. I know I have made over 300 of these so far. And I have about 200 more to make. So, I'm taking a break, letting my fingers that have been poked and burned and snipped with scissors, give them a day or two of rest. I'm going back to doing something fun, which is coloring and reading and teaching you guys your letters and your numbers. Okay, so now that's roughly it. Okay, now a mouse obviously isn't round. Okay, let me kind of give you an idea here what's going on. Okay, so here's his ears. They're going to be like this. You know, I'm going to trim some of my green off my pink. I don't like that. It bothers me. Okay, the green was just there for my circle shape. I'm going to trim these up a little bit better. I don't like the green. I'm not a big green person. Yeah, I like that better. Hang on, let me dump my little trashes here. Okay, so our mouse ears are going to go, you know, something like this, okay? Or they could be over here. Okay, so like this. Okay, so within this, we also have to have a nose, okay? But a mouse isn't completely round, so we need to kind of give it a shape, because mice have little pointy noses. Okay, a pointy nose. So you can take a pencil or a crayon if you want, and kind of make a rough kind of line. I'm not going to see it too well here, but I will. I see what I need to do. And we're going to kind of just cut some of this off. Okay, now I mean, it might need to go back and cut a little more. It's better to cut a little too little, not enough, you know, than it is too much, because you can always take more off. But once you take something off, it can't come back. Okay, so you're kind of starting to see the shape of things. Now we have a mouse ear that goes here, and a mouse ear that goes there, and we have a mouse nose. I just realized I forgot an eyeball. I had a little Google eye, just happened to have one. But if you got a button, you can use a button. That'd be really cute here. I'm not going to go up and try and dig one of those out, even though I know right where they are. It's going to take too long. I'm just going to take my crayon. I think that's black. And, well, it's blue. That's okay. A blue mouse eye is better. And I'm going to make my mouse eye. Okay? And we can make it a little bigger in a minute. Okay, so let me get my jelly out of the way. Now, you have to put an ears on. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I am just going to take my stapler, and I'm just going to staple his ears on. I think they're going to stay a lot better if they're stapled on. Okay, so there's one. And I'm going to staple the other. You can space them apart. You can kind of overlap them if you want. I think maybe a little spacing. What do you think? Kind of like that? Yeah. Let's space the ears a little bit. Oh, I almost got my finger. Okay. So now, he needs a nose. We're going to leave the nose for last for a minute, okay? He also needs a tail. So just the pipe cleaner. Now, I'm going to do this super, super easy. You could get a hole punch. You could staple this on if you want. Just staple it like so. Or you could poke a hole in and loop it around. Whatever way you want. I think I am going to staple mine on because it's quick and it's easy. But before I do, because if I just staple it, then the tail will really fall off. Because it's straight, you want to give it a little bend like so. Okay. Make sure I get the tail in the right place here. Okay. Let me flip it over. And then staple it. Because now the staple has a little bit more to bite into, and the tail won't pull off so easy. Some of you parents will understand what I'm talking about. If your kids do a few of these projects, you'll understand too. Okay, so see, if I just was straight, it would pull out really easy. But putting that bend in it, it hooked over two pieces of it. And now it's not going to pull out so easy. Okay, so here's our little mouse tail. And we can kind of make it go squirrely around if you want. Give it a little funny tweak. Okay, now, mouse nose. Now this is going to have to be held Or, what I like to do, clothespin. I'm going to flatten my corner just a touch here so it'll stick a little better. Now before I glue it, because once I glue it, I'm done. I think my eye needs to be just a little bit bigger. What do you think? Just a bit bigger, I think. Just a tiny bit. Maybe, I think that looks a little bit better. Okay, now you're going to take a drop of glue. Boop. Okay. Drop of glue goes right there on the end. Drop of glue. And I'm going to take my mouse nose. Plop it on. Okay, so there. We have a mouse. There's a mouse in the house. Ah! Now if you want to do a little something extra, you could probably make little smaller circles. And maybe put some little feet down here. But for the most part, that's it. That's a mouse. And then, like I said, you can take clothespin, or you can just sit there and hold that little puff for a minute. But I find a clothespin makes an extra hand. And now both of yours are free. So there you go. There's our mouse. You guys now go make one. All right, have fun.